All right, we're here with head St. Scholastica men's and women's track and field coach, Kirk Nauman. Coach, how are you doing today?
Good. How are you, Jesse?
I'm all right.
Good.
First question, how do you feel about both teams after the December meet and some of the early practices?
Sure. We started practice November 5th, and our first meet was December 8th, and in the fall, this late fall season, I always look at just seeing where we're at, where I think we're going to be. It's always a good question, maybe, more than anything. A lot of guesswork, but in saying that, felt we had a really nice fall season, a fall session, and then the December 8th meet is really a culmination of our fall practice, our late fall practice at 4 or 5 weeks that we did. And I felt pretty good about it. I always tell the student athletes, hey, this is really a glorified practice. It counts, but it really lets you know where you're at, and especially for the new people who are coming out of high school. A lot of times, they have preconceived notions of what they are as a student athlete, and they get to college and think, I'm going to just, blow the doors off everything, or, oh gosh, should I be here? But it really gives them a good feel for where they're at, and I felt pretty good. We had 2 school records right out of the gate, one on the men's side, one on the women's side, and in saying that, we had a lot of top 5 type performances on our top 5 list overall of the events we ran at that meet. So overall, I was pretty happy with where we started.
Now, as we start getting rolling here next week, pretty much through Memorial Weekend, what are you most looking forward to this upcoming year?
Well, we have 4 returning student athletes who've been at the national championships in their career. We have Rachel Miller, who has been triple jump, Tracy Parrish in the heptathlon, Becky Huberty in the hammer throw, and then Maggie Bear in the hurdles, plus also having Chelsea Johnson, who was an All-American in November in cross country. So, having all those people back, and a number of people who just missed out last year. We lost a handful of people. Tom Liscio on the men's side as a national qualifier, and Alex Seeley as a national qualifier. But I think we returned a really good core, and as we've grown as a program, it's been a really good experience as we've grown and evolved. That the records are still getting knocked off consistently, and that shows to me that we're always getting better.
What are some of your goals for this year?
Well, winning indoor and outdoor conference are always the goals for both the men and women. Men and women did that last year, and then having consistently, I should say, getting people to the NCAA championships. And during the track and field season, the beauty of track and field is during per se the regular season, other than the NCAA championships in our conference meet, we're competing against institutions all 3 divisions. We, next week and a half we'll be at the University of Minnesota at a Big Ten school, and being competitive as much as we can with some of these per se high-end scholarship athletes, and a lot of people hold their own pretty well. So we like to go places, see what we can do. I like to go to bigger schools a lot of the time. Just to get thrown into the fire a little bit more to make them, it's always nice to win, but I'd rather, somebody get 4th place and have a great performance because they had to work for it really hard than win and not feel so great about what they did. So, doing well in those areas and just having all around improvements across the board, be it, running, jumping, other field events, throwing, et cetera, et cetera. I see where we have the opportunity to break a lot of records again this year, school record wise. So. And we've started that way already, and I foresee that coming through the whole season.
Now, you had 1 qualify for indoor last year, and 1 the previous year, and then you had 4 outdoor seasons.
Yeah, that was exciting.
So, do you think you can raise those expectations, meet those expectations, or what do you think?
Sure. I think we'll be somewhere in that area again. You never quite know. Last year we had 2 others that just missed by literally that much, and sometimes as a coach, you'd rather they be really far away than be the first one out. It's always nice to be close, but it almost hurts more when you just miss out. But I think we'll be close in those numbers. I never like to put pressure on people, because the reality is they're going to do what they're going to do. We got to set them up for it, and hopefully they do that. We lost 2 of those 4 that were at the NCAA championships, but we also have some people who I think are going to be top 25, top 30 type athletes that if they have one really good performance on a certain day, all of a sudden they fall into that top 15, top 20, and all of a sudden they're at the national meet. I've been doing this now almost 15 years, and some of the people you expect are going to be there, don't show, and they don't do what they're supposed to or what they're capable of. And then there's others you're saying, well, they might have a chance at having a good season, and all of a sudden they get to the national meet. And if you get there, it only matters if you get there, because anything can happen at that point in time.
Now, Bethany Lutheran College is starting indoor and outdoor track and field this year.
Sure.
They competed at our December meet.
Yeah.
What do you think they will bring to UMAC track and field ultimately?
Sure. I think Dave Ring has done a really good job right out of the gate. I mean, I think he's got a really good track and field / running mind. His mind's in the right place to have success. They're a smaller institution, but it appears to me that as a whole, they've only been a 4-year school for a decade or so, that they have, I think they do a lot of things well, which is nice to see, and I think they'll do that well too. They hired a good person for it, and when you start anything, you just hope that it's at least respectable right out of the gate, and they've done that. And I think he's going to keep doing that. And even in my conversations with him, he's not somebody who's satisfied with just being okay. If they can get somebody to the national meet, and he thinks they can at some point, I think they will. And with that type of desire, the same thing as a coach. You can't coach desire. If somebody wants to be there bad enough, they want to build a program, I feel pretty confident he's going to be able to do that. And I think they'll give him the resources. And he has a nice indoor and outdoor facility. He has at his disposal 3-4 days a week. And, training-wise, that's really what you need and all you can ask for anyway. So I think they'll be okay.
That's all I have. Thanks a lot, Coach. And
thank you.
Good luck this year.
All right, thanks, Jesse.